What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I don't know why I'm doing this. Make sure to give me that thumbs up and never forget to subscribe so you never miss a hair tip with me ever again. Outside today because it is like the most beautiful day I think we've had yet this season, this spring slash going into summertime, so I'm soaking up all the sun I possibly can out on my deck. Today I am coming to you because I've had a little caffeine. Don't mind me. I'm coming to you to debunk, is that a term? That's a term. To debunk some of the common myths that you typically hear about hair and everything that goes along with it. So I'm gonna let you know if it is a myth or if it is a fact. Most likely they will all be myths. Just putting that out there. Before I hop into this video, I just want to thank once again everyone who's reached out to me since, you know, this crazy quarantine coronavirus crap has been going on. We are opening next week and I'm so excited. I can't wait to get back and do some hair. And I just want to thank everyone for the unbelievable support. It's been a rough it's been an interesting couple of months. But yeah, so thank you to everyone that's reached out to me and sent your kind words and gestures. It means the world to me to know that I have you supporting me through all this craziness. I support you as well. Even though we are opening, please don't feel like you have to come in and get your hair done if you are still uncomfortable leaving your house or going to public places. Please don't feel like you have to come and see me just because we are open. I want this to be as seamless as possible. We are all navigating through this. You know, it's not just you. We're all navigating through this together, and we're gonna get through it together. So please do whatever you feel is safest for you. I feel that I am ready and able and willing to go back to work and be in the salon. I have adjusted my book, my days, my times, everything, to be sure that I'm following all these state guidelines. So just do what's best for you. Again, just because we're open doesn't mean you have to come in right away. You know, just do whatever is best for you and what you feel is most comfortable. And thank you so much again. I think we are, you know, through this phase one, I think we're definitely reaching the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm so blessed that hair salons are part of the phase one opening for the state of Connecticut, at least. So with all that said, let's actually hop into this video. So the first myth is such a popular one. It's gone around for ages. I don't know how the heck it originated, where it began, whatever. But it's pulling out one gray hair will in turn have two grow in its place, which is totally false. Each follicle only has one bulb, and one bulb grows one single individual strand of hair. So the fact that two more in its place, that's just not accurate at all. It's actually, I just heard something in my yard. It's actually not the best idea to even be pulling out your hair. I think that was maybe something that somebody came up with just to stop whomever from pulling out their hair, because you can damage your follicle and your scalp from doing so if you do it over and over again. I've seen quite a few clients in my chair just like look in the mirror and just pick all those grays out. I know the grays are annoying, but you really shouldn't be pulling out any strands of hair. It's just not the greatest idea, but yes, that myth is false. Number two, something you probably heard a lot too. I used to believe it myself. Again, I probably believed all of these at one point. You should brush your hair 100 strokes per day. So taking the brush and doing this 100 times. I don't know where that came from. Again, these are just old wives' tales that have just been around for years and years and years. You should not have to brush your hair 100 strokes through. The only reason you want to brush your hair every day is to get any tangles out, to avoid breakage in your ends and your mid-lengths, and you want to distribute the sebum that your scalp naturally creates to nourish your hair. You want to properly distribute all of that sebum so that way your hair is being nourished. That's the one true reason as to why you need to brush your hair every single day, whether you have curly hair, straight hair, what crazy texture hair, whatever it is. That is the reason why you want to, is because it's all part of the nourishing aspect of taking care of your hair. Honestly, brushing too much can have a reverse effect. Anything too much with your hair will have the reverse effect, I can tell you that for certain. You don't want to brush it too much because then your hair might become weak and brittle. It needs to get strong, you know, environmentally strong, so that way if it gets stuck or pulled or something, it's not going to break. You know, I mean, there's a lot of other things that go into breakage, but you can't accidentally damage your hair just from brushing it too much or too little. So, like a good healthy diet, everything in moderation, right? I'm so lame, I'm sorry. Another wives' tale that's been around for years and years and years. Frequent haircuts will make your hair grow longer. I think it's just the phrasing of this as, you know, as a cause of why everyone gets so confused by this. You do want to have frequent haircuts because it keeps your hair healthy. It's not going to make your hair longer. Your hair grows from here, from your scalp. It does not grow from your ends. So, get into it a little bit with this one. Cutting your hair, cutting and trimming the ends of your hair will only help reduce and fix any kind of split end or breakage that you may have. Your hair grows from the follicles in your scalp. It grows from up here, not down here. However, if you have frequent haircuts, you know, every 2 to 3 months, we'll say every 2 to 3 months, your hair will look longer because it's going to look healthier. And if you've ever noticed, if you've had really, really split ends, as I have, because I used to never let my mom cut my hair. I always needed it super duper long and it just looked horrible because it was unhealthy at the ends. If you notice, when hair starts to get split at the ends, it starts to look almost see-through and kind of come to a point. That's how you know the hair is not healthy. So a lot of times when I have clients in the chair with super long hair and they're not sure how much to take off, I'm like, okay, well, you know, they put their hair in front and I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna be up to here probably because that's how much I can see through. I can see through like 2 to 3 inches of the ends of their hair, which is not good because that's split and broken hair. So when you trim and, you know, give a nice healthy trim, it looks so healthy. You have that nice crisp line. It's going to look and feel longer, but it will not actually make your hair just magically grow when you cut off, you know, whether it's 1 inch, 3 inches, 1/4 of an inch, whatever. So that it can continue to grow in nice and healthy and not get that point in those see-through ends that you typically get when your hair is already split. Because once your ends are split, they're just going to keep splitting, and that causes that see-through, so what I'm thinking of, that translucent kind of effect on the ends, and it's just not a nice look. Another wives' tale, what is this, number 3, 4, something like that. If you have greasy hair, don't use conditioner. This actually goes along with if you have shorter or finer hair, not to use conditioner. Sorry, there is a plane flying. Great idea to sit outside, right? Oh, it's cute! Anyway, I have the attention span of a squirrel. So if you have fine or greasy or shorter hair, you should not use conditioner. You should always use conditioner. There is a reason that there are like 1,000,001 hair companies, 1,000,001 hair products, and products designed for each specific hair type. We really went into it in the beauty industry, you guys. Like, we really took the extra steps to make sure that every single person gets something that they need and that they can use every single day. And it's wonderful, and it's a lot of why I love this industry. But you don't want to not use conditioner ever. You always want to use conditioner. The thing is that you're just putting it on your ends. So if you have short hair, a lot of people with short hair, they like the volume that they get from having short hair. So they feel like the conditioner weighs it down. Girl, there is a lightweight conditioner out there waiting for you, I promise, because there are a zillion of them. And you're gonna notice long-term effects if you don't use conditioner ever. Even if you're really a stickler and you feel like it weighs your hair down because you have that short pixie cut, use it maybe every other shampoo. If you shampoo every day, maybe every other day. You know, you gotta incorporate it in there somehow because it really, you need it to nourish your hair. It's gonna be dry, it's gonna be lifeless, and again, it's gonna have that reverse effect. So, when you have greasy hair, you probably have greasy hair because you're not washing properly or you're washing too often. So, conditioner doesn't go on your scalp. It goes from here down, not up here. So if you feel like conditioner makes your hair greasy, it's either you're not washing your hair properly and you're not getting your scalp clean, you're not scrubbing it enough or whatever, you're not getting all that, any residue or anything out of your hair, or you're literally just slapping it onto your scalp and not even really knowing it, or thinking that you're putting it on your ends and then you kind of run up and you accidentally, whatever the case may be, you're utilizing it wrong in some capacity. So no, if you have greasy hair, you should not use conditioner. That is not a thing. You have greasy hair because you're probably using the conditioner wrong, or you are not washing your scalp efficiently. And again, if you have short hair, you should still use conditioner because it's going to nourish your hair. If you really feel like it weighs your hair down, try some different brands that have a more lightweight conditioner. Try buying products that say for fine hair, for short hair, whatever. And try maybe incorporating conditioner. Oh, whoa. Incorporating conditioner. Whoa. Bee just flew right at me. Oh my god. Woo! Okay. Try using conditioner every other day. Why did I decide to film outside today? Whatever, it's entertainment for you. So. The next wives' tale. I haven't heard this one too much. It could just be the phrasing of it. You can mend split ends with the right products. False. You cannot ever mend a split end because once your hair has split, it will never form again. You can buy products that will protect any damage that you already have. For instance, there's an alternative product that I absolutely love. It's their 3-in-1 sealing serum. I put it in my hair all the time because I now have processed pre-lightened hair. So I've been using their 3-in-1 sealing serum. It helps to just add a layer of protection. It helps split ends to not continue to split. So you can use products to aid in the continuance of, look at me with these words, the continuance of splitting, but once it is split, you cannot put it back together, you cannot make it unsplit. So that is another one that is false. Myth is something that I encounter all the time, or you may have encountered in the past. When you're pregnant, you cannot color your hair. False. Well, okay. This one is like a little double-sided, I guess. So when you are expecting a baby, you are growing new life inside of you. It's a beautiful thing. But you still want to feel beautiful, right? Because now your body's changing. We all know what happens. But you still want to feel beautiful, and I'm sure you still want to get your hair done. I'm sure you still want to get your hair done even when you're pregnant and expecting. So a lot of people get nervous. And honestly, this is just the kind of thing where you do what feels right for you. When you're pregnant, all it is, it's not so much what's going on your scalp, it's more of the fumes that you breathe in while you're getting your hair colored and it's being processed. Because unfortunately, hair color does have some chemicals and it has some ammonia in it in order for it to be able to work. So with that said, you can go to an ammonia-free color for the time being while you are pregnant. You can just get highlights. You don't have to touch your scalp at all. You know, highlights or a balayage or something along the lines of that, where your hair is being put into a foil. It's not going right to the scalp and, you know, the skin on your scalp. So if you are worried about your body absorbing any kind of harsh chemicals, you can kind of feel a little bit safer from that. But again, it's something that's more comfortable for you. From a professional standpoint, you are more likely to breathe in a higher level of ammonia than you are to absorb it through your scalp and into your bloodstream and all of that. So again, you can go to more of like a balayage type of service. Or you can ask your stylist if they have some kind of ammonia-free organic hair color. At my salon, we do have an ammonia-free option that we can use for you if you are uncomfortable. Lots of clients just like it, even if they aren't pregnant. But again, this is what feels best for you and what you feel as a soon-to-be mother. So it is kind of a touchy subject, I guess, just because everyone's body's different and everyone thinks differently. So, you know, from a professional standpoint, I've colored women's hair and their roots who are pregnant and never had a problem. But I've also only done, you know, an off the scalp service, you know, just whatever. I just go with whatever they're comfortable with. But I promise you, you will breathe in harsher chemicals than you will get absorbed into your scalp. So if that's ever an issue, or if that's ever something you are unsure of, you can obviously consult your physician or your hairstylist and just see what they say, if they have some kind of ammonia-free alternative that they can use for the 9 months that you are pregnant. Obviously, you're not going to be getting your hair done for 9 months straight, but you know what I mean. All right, the next myth. I know there's a lot of these, huh? Shaving your hair makes it grow in thicker. This is something that I feel like a lot of old school people will get. I'm from a very old school family, so my mom never wanted me to use a razor on my legs when I was growing up, and you know, my underarms, and never wanted me to use a razor. She was afraid. You know, I'm all Italian. We have crazy thick dark hair. Of course, I didn't really get those genes, but she was always afraid of letting me use a razor. Now, this is not true at all. When you shave the hair with a razor, you are cutting it at such a harsh angle that it appears to grow in thicker just because of the angle that you are taking it off at. That's why when you get waxed or like laser hair removal or whatever alternative you are using other than a razor and a razor blade, that's why it appears to grow in a little bit softer, is because you're not ripping you're not cutting it at such a harsh angle. It's the angle that does the damage, not damage, but it's the angle that creates that effect of making it look a little bit thicker. But it actually does not make the hair thicker whatsoever. So feel free, use that razor you want and just have some peace of mind, I guess, in knowing that. Don't be afraid to let your sons or daughters shave. I actually have 3 more of these, so I didn't realize how many I had listed to talk about. Can you tell I have kind of quarantine brain right now? Yeah. So my next one is that shampooing consistently causes hair loss. This is a false, because shampooing your hair will stimulate your scalp. You naturally shed about 100 hairs a day. So that could look like, depending on the texture of the hair, that could look like a lot to some people, or that could look like a little to some people. I know that whenever I have my hair like curled or up in a messy bun or something, or I've done something to it, that whenever I wash my hair after doing all those things to it, I notice that I feel like I have a little bit more hair coming out when I'm in the shower. But it's not actually more, it's just, you know, when you keep it up, you're kind of suffocating those hairs that are being shed in there. So once you take it down, you feel like you're taking out a ton of hair. You're just taking out what's naturally trying to shed itself, but not able to because it's been up or it's been styled in some sort of way, if that makes sense. And again, shampooing stimulates that scalp, so it's gonna stimulate any hairs that are naturally trying to shed themselves, and they're gonna come out. So shampooing does absolutely not make you go bald or, you know, ramp up any kind of hair loss. Hair loss happens underneath the scalp, for sure. It's, you know, when there's all kinds of hair loss out there, like alopecia and awful diseases that people lose all of their hair. But all of that goes on behind the scenes, underneath the scalp. Nothing you are doing will really cause a lot of hair loss. The only thing is, I tell my boyfriend this all the time, when you wear, like for men, men are likely to start going more bald just because they wear hats a lot. If you wear a hat every single day, 24 hours a day, your hair only really breathes when you're sleeping or when you're in the shower or whatever. You're suffocating that hair, so that's when you'll see the hair loss kind of ramp up in men. In women, if you wear hats a lot, I would suggest maybe trying to cut it back a little bit. Hats are fun accessories. I love wearing a hat, baseball hat, beanie, whatever. But you do have to be aware of how long you have that hat on and how often you have it on, because that's the only thing that I can think of professionally that will kind of spark some sort of hair loss, just because you're covering your head completely. You're not allowing any kind of air, or not enough air, to get into that scalp area to breathe and to allow it to do its thing. That was a lot of words. All right, my second to last myth is that cold water will equal more shine. So if you rinse your hair in cold, or wash and rinse your hair in cold water, your hair will be shinier. This is a no. The cold water doesn't cause any kind of shine. It does not add any kind of shine. It does not do anything with shine. What causes the shine that you get after you wash it, rinse it with with cold water is that the cold will naturally calm the outer layer of your hair down. So it's called the cuticle. So if you think of your cuticle as like a Christmas tree, it has all these branches out, right? So what the cold water will do is just take any of the branches that are sticking out and just shoop, right down nice and smooth. So that's what causes the smoothness. A lot of times in the salon, if you are a client of mine and you get any kind of blending service, you will know that I do tend to do about like a 10, maybe 10-second cold rinse, you know, once we're all done shampooing and conditioning your hair, just to close down that cuticle from that lightening process that actually heated it up and expanded the cuticle. So whenever you're heating your hair, you are expanding that cuticle and opening it up, and then you want to use the cold to shut it down, which will in turn have, you know, make for less frizz, and you'll feel like it's a little bit shinier. But the cold water itself does not just like add a ton of shine to your hair. It's actually the science that's going on in your hair. It's really cool if you think about it. We are at the last little tidbit for, I don't know what I'm saying. We are at the last little myth I have to talk about today. So you're done listening to me ramble. If you've made it through this far, thank you. I'm such a spaz today, you guys. What is happening? This is what happens when you're alone with your dog for too long. That's for sure. I'm not complaining, but this is what's gonna happen to you, so. So sleeping with your hair down will make it grow faster. False. So sleeping with your hair down, there's no scientific proof ever whatsoever that it makes your hair grow faster, better, any kind of way. You should always sleep with your hair down, honestly. I've never been one to sleep with my hair up. The couple times that I have, I've woken up very uncomfortable, just not really cool with it. If you have extensions or anything like that, you do kind of need to sleep with your hair loosely tied. You can sleep with your hair loosely tied back. I wouldn't recommend sleeping with it really in a tight bun. A lot of people sleep with it in buns because they like the waves in the morning. I feel like for me with my fine hair, if I sleep with my hair up, I wake up and it's a grease pit because my scalp was not really breathing. There is no scientific proof or rhyme or reason as to why sleeping with your hair down would really cause your hair to grow any faster or slower, or any speed really. Bumblebee is trying to attack me, so I think I better be going. I hate those things. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed me rambling. I can't wait to get back to the salon so I can actually be like a human again and say words properly. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully you are all staying nice and safe. I hope you are... Jeez. I need to go inside. I don't like bugs. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.